your tone with that. It's not a calm situation. It's maybe calm for you because you don't give a because you think you have the right to tell whoever you want to come in, but you don't. You said on the phone, I have the right to tell whoever to let in. No, you don't. You don't have the right to discriminate in this country. It's a crime.
For reservation.
On the basis of race. Do you? Do you? Yes or no? Do you?
My brother,
this is what happened. Okay. This man right here, Tabiso, came in yesterday. Okay, right. Moments after Jordan came in, moments after. Okay, your bouncer stopped him and said, "Why are you going in? Who are you going into?" Okay. He said, "Why are you asking me?" He said, "You can't come in here unaccompanied without a white person." He said, "What?"
In Cape Town, this man confronts the owner of Hank's Old Pub for a racist policy.
He said, "You can't come in here without a white person. If you come in here, I know what you like. You steal, you guys cause trouble. You need to come in here with a white person." He asked him, "Who decides this?" "This is what the bosses have told me." Then Jordan, not knowing where Tabiso is, goes out and sees the bouncer re-explain this and says it to him again and says, "It's not me who decides, it's the policy." Now, I'm sure if this had to get out, there's a lot more people that have experienced this. This is firstly a crime. I'm not done speaking. When I'm done, I'll give you an opportunity. It's firstly a crime in this country. Do you know where you exist? You exist in South Africa, where we have a deeply painful history of this. Secondly, this will blow up. An institution like Hank's, you're known. You're not a somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You can't be doing this. You will become like cliques overnight. You have protesters outside your door. Do you think this is all right? Is this the practice of the business? Is this how you decided and instructed your bouncers to do? Speak. You clearly know about this.
Well, listen. We've been trading for 8 years. We've never had an incident ever before, and I can speak for our barman. And we've got an eclectic. I mean,
what are you saying? Address the issue.
Just hang on a second.
Eclectic.
We've never had a race issue here before. Is that correct, Danny, or not?
Nothing that I've been aware of.
Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Let's outline what went down via TikTok.
Do you see this young brunette man right over here? There's a bar on Bree Street in Cape Town called Hank's Old Irish. I actually used to love going there. I haven't been there in years. If you're thinking of going there, do not go there unless you're protesting. So the guy at the back here, sitting over there, he comes into the bar, right? And a few moments later, his friend, who happens to be black, walks in behind him. But the bouncer stops the black friend and says, "I you not, you cannot come in here unless you're accompanied by a white person. We know your kind. They steal, they da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba." This guy, wondering where the hell is his friend, goes to the door to go look. The bouncer repeats to him exactly what he said to the black friend. This guy over here read him his mother rights from Genesis right down to Revelation. Then the owner, that's the belly that's poking over here, is like, he's going to speak to the bouncer. It's unacceptable, blah, blah, blah. But you know what this guy then does? The obvious, because he's got a solid head on his shoulders. He says, he wasn't born yesterday. There's no way a bouncer makes up the rules for the establishment. And that's exactly what these kinds of establishments do. They try to throw their workers under the bus so that they don't take accountability. This brunette guy dragged this bold ass mother man by the scalp to tell him that this was not happening. He lectured him so hard, he ended up having to rest after his speech. Said he's going to tell the cops what you're doing is illegal. These are the kinds of allies that every black person and person of color needs. Dear white people watching this video, if you see a racial injustice happening, don't brush it out of the way, regardless of whether you're with your black friends, not with your black friends. This guy is a perfect example of what it is to be a decent human being and to stand up for other human beings when you see them being treated like. Someone find this man. Let's go for drinks.
The EFF has vowed to close a Cape Town pub where a racist incident allegedly took place. The party said it would ensure the establishment did not operate until the racist has paid the ultimate price. News 24 was unable to reach the management of the pub for a response. Their comment will be added once received. Still hasn't happened. As of today, there are more reports about the establishment. In addition, Concerts SA, or CSA, has suspended its support for the concerts it helps arrange at the pub in Bree Street. A Western Cape police spokesman spokesperson said 2 charges of assault were laid at the weekend and police were still investigating with no arrests yet. The owners of the pub, however, are responding, saying there was no such policy regarding black patrons. We want to state categorically that in the past 30 years of operating businesses in Cape Town, we as the owners have never, nor have we ever, instructed our staff to discriminate on any basis whatsoever, whether that be gender, sexual orientation, or race. This does not jive with what patron Tabisco Danka told News 24 in an interview. He was finishing a cigarette outside when he tried to join his friends inside. He was told he could only go in if a white person inside fetched him. My friend came out and I was allowed in, he said. I was accompanied by a white person now. He told News 24 he felt humiliated and embarrassed. And when he told his friends, which included his friend Chris Logan, what happened, they insisted on going to the pub with him to alert the owner. A full interview with Danka and Logan will be published soon thereafter. The incident was highlighted in a video of Logan confronting the owner and explaining what had happened. When the first response was right of admission, Logan pointed out it was discrimination against a black man, a crime in the country. This exchange was followed by a second incident involving an attempt to bar another person from the group from re-entering after going outside briefly to return someone's dropped keys. According to Logan, that escalated into him being assaulted when he tried to intervene. Danka reported a case of racism to police and Logan's assault. The police said the 2 charges of assaults were counter charges. The EFF said it will also open a case of racial discrimination with the South African Human Rights Commission. We call for their trading license to be taken away from them. The Western Cape has become the last bastion and safe haven for hardcore racists who still think that they are superior to black people because racism is entrenched and institutionalized and has also become the order of the day under the DA-led administration. The pub has since closed.